Today, class 4, Ninja Star, and an introduction to Too High. So crucial for the side star, the foot placement is just below the iliac crest, so that as the flyer rolls into the foot, the iliac crest should rest on the soft part of the foot. Hands are hand-to-hand grip. You can have this foot back behind to kind of guide behind her back. Kaylee can place her hand onto my thigh or knee, depending upon the dimensions. If she had longer arms, she might go below the knee. I can also bring my hand to her foot to remind her to shoot energy out through the ball of her foot, to the base of her foot. Nice, and back down.
As the flyer, it can be tricky to figure out where exactly to stand, so you might have to make some adjustments further away or closer. I stand pretty close to the hip. I make my hip available. And as I'm coming in, I'm really thinking about rocking smoothly, not jumping, and keeping this foot shooting towards the ground. That's providing a shelf. This leg is providing a shelf. And it's keeping my body really straight rather than arching in the back or folding forward. I'm really trying to be as flat as I can, like I'm between two panes of glass.
Reverse bird. So we'll be placing the feet as the normal bird on the hips, but of course we're facing the other way. So we'll really be emphasizing the hand placement. We can still do hand-to-hand grip. As Kaylee leans in, I'm going to extend my arms at a diagonal this time. And I'm also hard flexing in my feet so that I'm providing a little shelf. Let's see if we can go with no hands. So that she can use the energy from that slight slant in my feet and pull it up into her heart opener, into her locust pose. Again, really intense back core engagement to support the spine and space. Back to hands, and again, notice how we're at a diagonal now instead of straight up and down as in the normal bird. Sitting back down to ground.
Thank you. When I come into reverse bird, I'm resisting the urge to hinge at the hips, and I'm keeping my chest open as much as I can. Even if I have to lean a little bit, I'm still opening my chest, and I'm bringing my legs towards the sky.
It does require a bit of hamstring flexibility, so if you'd prefer to enter from foot to hand, you can. So from reverse bird, as we navigate into side star, whichever side the leg is going down, that same side hand reaches in between the legs. Kaylee's going to reach that leg straight down towards the ground. And then to come back into the reverse bird, toe to toe. So you can really find the hip crease with your feet. Release the same side hand as the leg that's descending towards the ground. Thread it between the legs. Really strong in the arms the entire time. I'm providing energy up to Kaylee through my palms.
As the flyer, I'm focusing on keeping my chest up, and through this rotation and making sure to bring the leg towards the ground so there's a shelf here in the foot. So it's kind of like I'm doing a little swivel with my hips and my legs. It's almost like a little swimmer's kick to make this happen.
And base is also, you are navigating from 2 points of contact to 1. So yes, your 2 feet, when they're making contact with both hips, are parallel. But when you navigate to just 1, the foot comes to the center of the pelvis ever so slightly. It's just a minor adjustment, but it will feel a lot more secure for your flyer. So there's just one more element to the Ninja Star. It's the tick-tock from Straddle Bat. And we'll just go right into the full thing because we have all the skills now. It's actually a relatively simple washing machine, but crucial to have in your repertoire. So starting from the side star again, hand-to-hand grip. And from side star, Kaylee's going to dive her head down towards my belly and straddle pike so as to make a shelf for me. And then there's a push-up. I can keep my arms straight the whole time. Kaylee's doing a push-up. I can also press her up in the direction and she's hoping to shine her heart. Again.
It really helps for me to keep these tripod arms rather than out wide. That helps me push directly down.
And then we can put the whole thing together. So hand reaches behind.
This part's new.
Directly into reverse bird. Release the hand, thread between the legs, and back into straddle bat. So again, whichever side you go into side star, that same side hand is going to reach behind the leg, the side star leg of your base. Base is toe to toe, pause in reverse bird. Same side hand reaches between the legs to arrive back in your side star.
To go the other way, I can just put weight into the other foot. I'm going to be threading this leg now.
Beautiful.
And this whole time, I'm really focusing on keeping my back straight to avoid being floppy.
Yeah,
Being
no
strong.
no floppy ninja stars.
It helps with the control, it helps slow it down, it helps Liz balance me, and it looks better.
Yeah, definitely you'll want to have Ninja Star in your repertoire because it is such a versatile washing machine that you see in many other washing machines. And it's a prereq for a lot of classes at acro festivals. We're going over standing acro in this class, so an introduction to two highs is in order. We'll start with the low two high, half high, and then a actual two high for this video. We strongly encourage spotters. Spotters, be really close to your flyer. I like to guide the knee as I'm spotting. Hands, either hand on either sides of the knee.
Like if I was spotting, I want to be as close to my base and flyer as possible. Coming out wide is not going to be effective. I want to make sure my center mass is as close to them as I can, and keeping the hands around the thighs, as Liz was saying, or by the belly and back, depending on how high they are. But staying as close as you can is definitely the key.
Especially when we get up into two high. Hands up, also ready to receive, because you want to receive the weight of your flyer into your chest and help them come to the ground.
Two spotters even, on both sides.
More spotters, the better. For the low two high, I prefer kneeling, but you can also do it seated if you have knees that easily aggravate. Peace sign grip. Kaylee's going to press straight down. I like to lock out one arm is bent. I'm pushing up, it's static strength. And she's gliding up by pressing straight down into the vertical. Kaylee's finding a nice even balance between pressing through the big toe mounds and the heels. And she's really hugging my neckline, because that is actually the fleshy part of my trap. She's wrapping her heels in together, and I'm pressing the back of my head into her shins. I'm holding onto her calf muscles, and this is important. My elbows are out wide, and I'm pulling straight down on her calf muscles to lock her in.
As a flyer, it's important to push down through the hands and take a nice, clean, confident step. I place the balls of my foot right around the trap, close to the neckline, and I use my arms to stabilize myself and push straight down. My other foot, I like to point and gently glide up the base's back so they know exactly where my foot is, and then take another confident step. My heels are pointed in towards each other, and I even use the insides of my shins to squeeze my base's head just a little bit to help me stay stable. My knees are locked, they're not bent, and I'm keeping my chest open and my back straight and my head up.
I can give a little tap, and then free that hand up to receive, free the other hand up to receive. Because it isn't always easy to communicate with your flyer. Since you are chin locking, I can't very well gaze up and communicate. So taps to communicate which hand to. Half high is crucial. We're just going to pause on either hip. So Kaylee's just going to do like a box up, step up onto either hip, high up in my hip crease. Bases, you want to be nice and low in your squat, but not too low, right? If my hips are in line with my knees and Kaylee takes a step, then my hips might actually go below my knees, which is really difficult to recover. So, and I also like ankles and knees directly aligned with each other. Sometimes when you have the ankles in a little bit closer than the knees, it feels a little bit wobbly. So knees stacking over ankles is my preferred. And again, a nice slant, but not too low, so it's too difficult to recover. Kaylee's going to press through my hands like she's trying to climb over a wall. Pause. Feet are high up in the hip creases. I can extend the arms. So getting comfortable with this is crucial before we navigate into the actual two high.
I'm just focused on keeping my feet as close to Liz's torso for each of the steps and making sure my weight is pouring directly down, not rocking my base from side to side.
And coming down. Finally, we put all the skills together in the two high. So excited. We're gonna see two highs all over the place at Shebang, the Cal Poly Music Festival this year, and it's gonna be a good time. We wanna make sure that they're solid though, so definitely make sure you work these progression skills before you elevate all the way up to the actual two high. So starting with the half high, Kaylee's gonna take a step up and step right to the shoulder. As she steps to the second shoulder, I can do a little pop, slide my feet together, and I have my feet 1 foot forward of the other, like two corners of a box, so I can balance side to side and forward and back.
I'm keeping my chest super open. My knees are straight. A lot of flyers tend to want to bend in the knees or hinge in the hips, but it's important to stay as open as you can, and that helps the base balance the flyer. If you need to make a little foot adjustment, you can bring the hands together, and you can always make little adjustments here.
And I'm gonna turn around so you can actually see the hand placement. My hands are directly on top of her calf muscles where they insert into the knee joint. I'm squeezing and pulling down. I'm turning back around. Excellent. To come back down, I can give a little tap. Present hand, present hand. We can hold here as I get into that horse squat again.
I'm gonna slowly come back the same way I came.
Two high.
Yeah!
Yeah. All right. Come to class. We have a lot more goodies for you if you come to class. Hope you enjoyed practicing with us around the world on the internet. We love you, YouTube. Have a good day. Namaste.